This guy is going all the way.
We don't have the top three in the game in action this weekend. Michael Smith, Peter Wright and Michael van Gerwen all opting out of a trip to Barnsley, having played in the Premier League in Glasgow on Thursday.
101.
Now this could be a moment for Josh Rock to make his move.
Yeah, these are the types of finishers Dart players love. It's only the one treble to leave the Bulls out. That's a lovely final dart. The final dart from both of these players today has been absolutely exceptional. So 118 will be treble 20 to leave the fat 18 for tops.
98.
Oh, I think when he let go of that, he might have thought that was going all the way. And Josh Rock for his favoured 32.
Game shot.
What a game this is. Josh Rock gets my excitement levels up a little bit.
137.
Just thought he could have switched after the first start. It was right on the bottom wire.
Right now they are seeing that treble 20 like a bucket.
180.
It's a beautiful feeling.
We're up to 6 maximums in the match now. 4 of them for Gary Anderson.
120.
So you look at the 16s route here.
136.
What a beautiful setup that is. 144 as the 2 trebles. So it's advantage Rock for another break back after 9 darts. He wants 48. So big target to 16 or 8. He'll play it nice and safe in right in the middle. Another big dart in this match for a 12 darter, a breaker throw, huge moment.
Game shot.
Well, he slung it in from Sheffield, that Josh Rock.
So up close and personal seeing players playing like this.
Yeah, and not to have to throw after. They are playing like that. That's 5 now for the 2-time world champion.
$134.
So you'll go 11 bull. For bullseye, what a dart again.
96.
And it just drifts once again in this 25. And 109 is the type of finish we like. Once again, so this time it's 1 treble, treble 19. He'll be disappointed with that.
93.
Well, Josh Rock got his breaker throw in the previous leg, but Anderson will have the chance to force a decider in which he would have the darts. Oh, but that is probably the worst dart he's thrown in the match.
And Josh Rock's just behind. All you're wanting to do is hear that dulcet tone of a number rather than game shot. And if you'd have took 88 at the beginning of this game, you just snapped your hands off for the match. Wow. Oh,
8.
Did not expect that. Some people might say maybe pressure, but them darts were thrown very, very well. Just the difference at the elite is just sometimes the width of a wire.
Drama at the death. Anderson missing opportunities to stay in it. Rock missing opportunities to win it. But he has 3 more clear at double 4. Is that Gary Anderson's opportunity gone? It is.
Shot on the match.
Rock rules. The 2-time world champion Gary Anderson falls at the first hurdle after a very, very good game of darts.
I was like, who is this guy? Now Crabtree, now that's not ideal for him, but he just sort of understacks that
140.
in. What a dart that is. This guy's got everything. And the way his finishing's been going so far, he'd be licking his lips at this 74.
100.
Yeah, John O'Shea in a spot of bother here. Certainly if this goes. Treble 14, the first port of call, and he's found it, no problem. Double 16, what a finish. 74 to go with the 76 earlier in the match. This is absolutely superb from Cameron Crabtree.
I think one of my hardest games was playing Jamie Hughes and Jim Williams at Lakeside Stage. But these guys, honestly, they're so professional now. They'll know exactly what they need to do, and it's business when they get up there. Sometimes you don't even know who you're playing, honestly.
Well, he's using his experience here, John O'Shea, to work his way back into the match. He's punished the mistakes that Cameron has made towards the back end, and now it's O'Shea who seems to be finishing flawlessly.
And that is absolutely perfect for O'Shea. I expect a max.
177.
And the reason he didn't go for the max, he possibly thought, I can only leave 162 here, and sometimes, even without realising that, you're not going to get on a finish, even with the treble 17, but what a setup play there for John O'Shea. Absolute kudos. He showed real resilience in this game. Wonderful.
Yeah, top darting defiance from the Joker, who looks like he's going to have the last laugh. 13 darter to win it. No, Cameron Crabtree has played very, very well.
respect to John O'Shea as he looks at this tops.
30.
He fancied that double five there. And that's a bit of a disappointment. Still a big ask for Crabtree. And John O'Shea will just be composing himself behind.
Yeah, we're not going to get
58.
the last twist unless it is involving more missed darts at double for John O'Shea.
6.
And it's all got a little bit scruffy. And Cameron Crabtree, exhale of breath. And you might see the bullseye, which hasn't been it, but it's double 15 this time. And he could barely miss a double at the beginning.
82.
And it's just got a little bit scruffy here, but these are still worth a game for John O'Shea. You know, it's not a bad dart.
Game shot and the match.
Second dart was actually not too bad as he followed up there.
There are lots of players who are looking to do things for the first time, play better than they've ever played before. Krzysztof Ratajski, and indeed Richie Burnett to a certain extent, but Krzysztof Ratajski particularly, just wants to be as good as he was. He's not even trying to climb any new mountains. He just wants to get back to where he was. And I would imagine that that feeling can be
57.
quite a difficult one to deal with, because you feel that you'll be terrified, I would imagine, that your best is gone and it's not going to come back.
Yeah, it feels like you're in an 800-metre race and you're sailing away after 400 metres, and then with 200 metres to go, the whole pack is catching you up. So you've got two options. What do? Do you cry about it and say, you know, woe is me and everything's going against me now, maybe my career's over? Or do you knuckle down and work hard and find that second wind? Because Krzysztof is still a young man as he looks at treble 20 for tops. The game is still there for the Polish Eagle. That's absolutely for sure. And he's got that type of personality, Danning. I don't think he'll panic.
But Bradley Brooks, big win against Dimitri Vandenberg. Not the highest quality, but a win's a win. Krzysztof Ratajski,
180.
inching closer to a victory himself. That is a fourth maximum for the Polish Eagle.
Jamie Hughes leading 5-1 this week. 10 grand he won last weekend, compared to the 22,000 he won in the total of 2022 in the Pro Tour. Just shows you what one fantastic weekend can do. As Ratajski looks at this 87, so we'll be looking at treble 20 for double 5 or 20 for the bull. I was going to say, I bet he gets the 25, because I think I've watched that type of finish today 20 times and 19 of it is ended in the 25. Burnett has a chance for parity.
Got the double 19 earlier in the game and gets it again. He's looking absolutely deadly on that particular one in a ranking event.
Yeah, over 103 average here for Krzysztof, which is absolutely fantastic.
85.
I mean, Richie, despite all the histrionics, is averaging just shy of 97. It's been a phenomenal game. I've been spoilt on this board today, that's for sure. But it's tops for the poll.
52.
Match start missed, but he will get more. Richie Burnett, to at least give us something to remember you by, as if you haven't given us plenty already in the last 9.5 legs.
55.
I'm trying to remember my Strictly Come Dancing. I thought he was going to give us a dozy-do there as Ratajski goes for double 10. That's his marker. Not even further away.
No score.
Well, all of a sudden, that visit of 55 from Burnett will be even more annoying for him. Although, I have to say, he's been very good on double 19, hasn't he?
Good point. He hasn't been bad on treble 20.
Oh. 80 scored.
Well, you kind of fancied him having hit double 19 twice already in this match, and it would have flipped this round entirely. It could yet flip if Ratajski misses double 10 again. But he doesn't this time around. Krzysztof Ratajski wins a hugely entertaining game. Go on a run. Connor Scott, of course, a man we saw go on a deep run in the very early stages of him getting his PDC card last year.
180.
Yeah, and a couple of players who lost their 2 games last week and now getting underway. So that's really good. I was surprised to see Stephen Bunton lose, but then I realised he was up against Ryan Joyce. That's another unbelievable first game. And when you sat at home looking at Darts Connect, and I was looking at the types of first round games last week, and you're just thinking, wow.
Yeah, well, Gary Anderson looks like he's got the bit between his teeth in terms of he wants to play. He's doing Euro Tour qualifiers. He's also playing well,
79.
but that's a worry for everyone because he's floating around as an unseeded player, so he could easily take some scalps. Unable to do it against Josh Rock on this board earlier, of course.
60.
That was a phenomenal game. I'm sure you've seen thousands sat in this seat here, but that game will live in the memory for me. Just two players enjoying, just as Alan Suter's enjoying this 82 finish. He'll move across the hockey, he'll widen that angle.
Game shot.
And he'll smack that double in like he does with last dart, and it just doubly hurts when you're the opponent behind you when them darts are going in with the last dart.
A real crisis of form and confidence has hit him very hard, and he's trying to get over that now, but he seems to be improving at a pretty steady if unspectacular rate, although it's a pretty spectacular 112 average that he's thrown at the minute to be 3-1 up on Heavy Metal Ryan Searle.
140.
I began to see the improvement at the back end of last year with Jermaine. I know he was extremely disappointed not to get a couple of wins last week in Players Championship 1 and 2, but he was delighted with his Euro 2 results. So he came here still quite happy. But yeah, definite improvement there. It could be again another big year.
Game shot.
Knops looks at double 18 and pings it very comfortably, and all of a sudden from sort of nowhere it's now 4-4.
Oh, just set it up. Grab the ton.
60.
Doesn't quite manage it. Leaves himself 80. He's just taken out a tops-tops finish. He's no need to go tops-tops. You're never quite sure with players what routes they're going to go with
94.
this. But he should get at least one match dart.
Yeah, the first dart. The 20 is essential. The treble is the bonus. That's not the end of the world. He's going to get a dart at tops. Does he move? He moves far right.
Game
And
shot
what
on the
an
match.
absolute outstanding finish. It was 4-1 to Alan Suter at one point. It was looking like a rout. What you need in that one is just a little bit of confidence. And what I'm seeing right now in them eyes is a man full of confidence. And just listen to them
140.
darts going into the dartboard. They're going in because the timing is absolutely perfect. This is one of the past couple of weeks is the best Steve Lennon I've seen for a long, long time.
97.
I agree. There's a real sort of focus and intensity in his eyes, only looking at the target. Very little body movement. I mean, you do plenty of coaching, Glenn. I mean, you'd look at Steve Lennon's throw and say to someone, try and copy that.
I think, oh, do you know, absolutely perfect. As Chizzy looks at another treble, and it's bull for a 164. What a dart, what a finish. There's the finger point, just as we're waxing lyrical about Steve Lennon.
Will he go for it?
145.
Well, there's only two bigger checkouts than 164, and Steve Lennon nearly pinned one of them.
And that's
Great
how good he
effort.
feels about himself. And so many times today we've talked about this 25 finish. It's as if I'm on repeat, but these are the type of finishing that these guys practice. This type of finish will win and lose games.
Game
And
shot.
what a dart that is. And my concern about Steve Lennon is that when he gets himself in them positions, that double was not then being executed like he has here. He's playing lovely.
Chisnell will need to go for this 170 though. Well, after a lovely first start, the second one was pretty wild.
122.
Big ask for Lennon. Too big an ask.
That would have just been the cherry on the cake.
65.
But he'll still be feeling good. One thing you mustn't do right now is panic. And Chizzy still has to hit this tops. And at 5-2 down, that's not as easy as you think. That's a good marker, but it needs to be hit.
28.
And it's a chance for Lennon. And the way he feels right now, he's got to be feeling really good. So it's all about making sure you give yourself an opportunity. And that opportunity is tops.
56.
Well, double 10 apiece. Chisnell has the first pop. That's a great marker.
15.
And he pulls it inside, and Steve Lennon now with match darts. 3 at double 10. And a 6-2 win over Chisnell would be impressive. Impressive it is.
It's tricky, but you've got the chance of just one treble, so you can still do it. And there it is. So these are the types of opportunities you've got to take.
102.
And once again, that magnet in the 25 dictates where the dart goes there. Darrell Gurney, for the first time in this match, can take the ascendancy, can take control. Good marker. He's widened the bed. He did the right thing. Oh
11.
dear.
Well, he'd rather that dart have just dropped out of the board than land in the single 11.
And what does he leave? How many times have we said about this 25 finish today? Oof. Sometimes when your day's in and when your luck's in, Darrell going to be furious there right now as he goes into the 11. Won a Pro Tour very early last year because he was riding that crest of the wave, and that's why it's so important to get. Now is the time. And that philosophy of us all, just everything's a bonus right now for you. Poppycock, you get up there and demonstrate, because he's taken Gurney all the way. Gurney looks like he's going to make it 5-5. All Warner can do again, his setup play has been absolutely phenomenal today, and another treble will make Gurney think on this tops.
Darrell just taking a little bit out of stride there. I don't think Adam Warner meant to drop that dart. So to take us to a decider. Decider we have.
100.
Well, that's okay. How does Warner attack this 199? Probably going to switch
downstairs.
99.
That's exactly what he does. I watched a couple of tops on 100 finish on this board earlier. But Darrell Gurney, this is the type of finish that players practice religiously. So, and there's the experience, Dan, as he just stands back a little. Come on. He wants 44. He's going to have one dart at double 16.
69.
Part of me really fancied that, because Adam Warner's strength is this big straight dart, and that big straight dart is going to be tested to the max with this first one, because right now his body is doing things he probably didn't know. It's double 16.
James Charlotte and the match.
Darrell Gurney misses a double 16. Adam Warner hits it. What a fantastic match that was.
Bottom section I mentioned featuring Campbell's, Oneveld, Clayton and Van Veen.
It's all opening very nicely, and at this point now people will start feeling
140.
nothing that can go on and win this. Once you get out to your board final, once you hear the words that you're in the last 16, any nerves in your body are gone. Eradicated, finished, finito, and now you're just thinking of that winning line, and that's when the big 100+ averages come, because these relaxed players are unbelievable. As Humphreys looks for double 60, needs it.
30.
Because I tell you what, I do not see Jamie Hughes the way he's finishing, missing this 46.
Yeah, that could be the big moment in this match. Hughes having broken Humphreys. Humphreys missing his chance to break back, and you could see him. He didn't think he was going to miss either.
But then I met them all. They were absolutely fantastic when they come down to Portsmouth.
140.
Imagine what they're doing right now as they're watching him continue. He's very, very close to getting to the last 16.
Yeah, only ever played university darts. He then went to the amateur darts circuit, did well there, got himself into the Modus Super Series, won there, then went to Q School and won a tour card immediately.
He must think this game's too easy. A fat 17 leaves
61.
tops. A different opportunity to go, a different double on the board for Humphreys, and Hughes is a long way back. And you talked about this is not the barnstorming averages, but this is what I want to see from Luke Humphreys. I want to see him win with an 89 average.
94.
I want him to come off from a scrappy 6-5 where he's had to dig deep, because that's the next phase for him, because he can do anything on a dartboard. He's demonstrated that. He's won title after title.
Yeah, it's 3 straight legs for Luke Humphreys, looking to make it 4.
180.
And that maximum gives him a big chance, unless Hughes can take out this famous finish, and that won't happen.
Yes, I spent time with Keith last week, and he never mentioned it once. It's for which way is he going to go, because 16s hasn't been good to him. With one dart in your hand, usually
12.
He is getting super and utterly frustrated at his favourite double. For Jamie Hughes, 80 is very simple in one way. 20 is a must. Treble 20 is the bonus. There's the Brucey bonus. Double 10. And near the types of finishes. That's 66 in 2 darts, 64 in 2 darts. The man who's been absolutely on fire in 2023 is absolutely delighted with the way he's playing his darts right now. It should be treble 10 if he's thinking. But knowing the way he finishes his 141s, you'll never know. But treble 10 is the shot.
Oh, and he's picked it off perfectly. What a setup that is. All Luke Humphries can now do is hit and hope.
108.
Well, he's hit, Glenn. Here comes the hope.
36 at 5-5. As he walked in, if you'd have offered him 36 for the match, he'd have snapped your hands off. He'll hate that because double 9 is an absolute stinker. But for Jamie Hughes, he absolutely adores it. It went right in the middle, and what a fantastic game. A real clash of styles there.
A move in the opening leg.
100. $40.
Going price has actually taken out a 143 already today.
Game shot.
And Price does it twice. So reaching the business end of this tournament. And confirmation that the quarter-final that will be
97.
shown on this streaming board will indeed be Matt Campbell against Jan van Veen. That getting underway at 4:45 UK time. Another. Oh, you fancied it. You wanted it.
92.
And I think Richard Veenstra thought he might just get it. So an opportunity arises, and it's one that he has to take. Those darts shouldn't be much
40.
trouble for him. They do lie pretty flat in the board, but couldn't find the target, and now Price will go to his favoured double. The same one that Veenstra just missed. And he pins. And that is probably the moment that the match got away from the Dutchman, and you can see it in his reaction. 95 going into this leg. Actually, before the leg started, Veenstra was averaging more than Price.
139.
But it looks like a classy closing out of the contest for the former world number 1. Double 16, you don't see him here much.
Game shot and the match.
But it doesn't matter which one it is. Price hits, Price wins, and Price is through to the quarterfinals of Players' Championship 3. Victory over Veenstra for the Iceman, a 6-2 success.
Both will be playing, feeling mighty fine. When you get the quarters, you feel like that's job done today. Everything now is an absolute bonus. And once again, it's Campbell who's come out the traps very, very quickly.
134.
Yeah, the Canadian representative in this international flavoured final 8 will be looking at 18 now, and the bullseye.
He showed a lot of respect to Jan there, because on 170 there was the opportunity to set up, but you don't set up when you, because this is what these players can do. What an unbelievable finish. The big fish, the 170. Matt Campbell showed him all the respect in the world by going for the bullseye. That's a mixture of the way he's holding the dart, but that point as well is just, and this is such a solid throw, Matt Campbell. And you just feel sometimes as the day goes along with Matt Campbell, if you're going to catch him, you want to catch him early.
Confirmation that the Englishman in the last 8 is Andrew 65. Gilding. A 6-3 win for him over Jamie Hughes. Another man who's reached finals but yet to win a title. Well, this time it won't be the bull for Campbell, it'll be double 7. Well, what a start to this match. A 170 checkout from GVV, and then Campbell responds with a 1-2-2. Yeah,
once he's in it, then he's in the zone.
Look like they're enjoying themselves, don't they? Just rattling on. Lovely pace.
It's a fabulous, fabulous game. And it warrants the quarter-final. He lifts his eyebrows because he's thinking, where have you been? But he's got to give kudos to this man in front of you, because it's 97 for the match. Wowza. That is unbelievable performance there from Matt Campbell. by far the best as they headbutt each other. We might even see a bit of blood there, but it's nothing but respect because that game was full of passion, great pace. What an outstanding performance there from Matt Campbell. Super, super impressive.
Making it known that it was a leg that Price lost as much as a leg that Huybrechts won.
177.
Lovely visit from Price, as good as a maximum.
136.
Not a bad riposte from Huybrechts, clearly looking for the ball in the second dart.
Yeah, I can see the thinking behind that. Eddie at the 25
71.
could have moved down for 19s, then only needed one treble. Needs 2 here for what would have been a dart at double 12. Instead,
36.
Price, well, he's got choices to make. Goes the ball route and needs to finish on it.
70.
Well, he went safety first to guarantee him a dart at the bull. Double break for Huybrechts, and it's in.
Would be a real statement victory if he went on to win the tournament today, his first floor outing of the season. But Huybrechts will have something to say about that.
91.
All he can do is apply maximum pressure. Maximum pressure with a maximum visit. And all of a sudden this double 10 looks trickier for Kim. Has to step across. Big bounce out there.
No score.
Well, that first dart was clearly really, really awkward. It landed near the bottom of the double 10 bed and he could be punished. 3 apiece, as quick as a flash.
Highest ranked player in this tournament, of course not the top seed, that's done from the Pro Tour Order of Merit, and it was Luke Humphries.
96.
25 and tops.
$25.
Well, can Kim Huybrechts give Price a problem here? Be looking at the 19s. And now he wants to hurt Price by hitting his favourite double twice.
Absolutely glorious from Kim Huybrechts. He's put his hand up to apologise again. Gets the fist bump from Gerwyn Price. And I think it's a great thing. It shows that darts as a sport is widening around the globe. Its appeal is widening. And
140.
as a result, players from countries that don't necessarily play much darts deciding to make a go of things. Price looking to keep this handy.
Well, it's been a match of bursts, hasn't it? 3-0 to Huybrechts, 3-3. And it's another 3 on the spin for the Belgian, who now leads by 3, and he's only 1 away from a place in the final. And when Kim Huybrechts produced that performance in his first match of the day, 112 average
180.
against Devon Peterson, firing in the maximums for fun like that. That's 20 for the day now for the Belgian. Everybody sort of stood up and took note and thought, you know what, Huybrechts is playing well again. Maybe today will be the day that Kim Huybrechts starts winning tournaments again.
82.
And who knows, it could be a real catalyst for many more to come.
A man who used to be there and thereabouts so often, but hasn't picked up a title for some time. 2015, his last one.
100.
He's got a great chance now, leaving tops. You don't get selected twice for the Premier League for no reason. Huybrechts has talent, and he could be about to complete the victory with 3 in hand. Only needs 1 dart, and Kim Huybrechts has reached the final of Players' Championship 3. Perhaps you would say against the odds.
A minimum 1 treble to leave the 1-6-1-2 would be a real bonus. 1-6-1's a big ask. And for Clemens, it's 2-0-8 in 6 darts. Well, this has begun to be concerned. It's going to be a rout.
Well, he'll be very concerned after that single 5. Huybrechts isn't going to take this, but if he sets it up nicely, 1-2-3's no gimme. It's another checkout where the bull might have to come into it.
Now I like treble 16 on this one, but what do I know as he pings that through an angle there, which I couldn't see. This 1, 2, 3. That leaves 66. That's a big, big bullseye.
98.
A grimace on the face of Gabriel Clemens, and Kim Huybrechts now with a chance for a double break of throw. It's 4-0, and Gabriel Clemens is having nightmares. He's having flashbacks to that final against Dirk van Duijvenbode. A case of running on adrenaline more than anything.
Yeah, no, you feel great.
60.
I know it's a crazy thing to say you're 5-0 down, but before these two were going for the bullseye, they will be feeling $1 million, because to get to a final and you know, the PDC darts right now is just, it's very, very difficult. But it's going to be a painful one for Gabriel, the way it's gone. And he isn't half speeding up.
100.
But Kim Huybrechts, you've got to fancy this 70. You look at the 18's bed. Of course, he's going to get it for double 8. He'll just widen the angle once again.
Aim shot.
He widens the angle and finds it with aplomb. This is outstanding darts from the Belgian. His last title was 8 years ago.
Seems like only a matter of minutes away.
59.
It's not been out of the world averages. It's just been very, very efficient from the Belgian. He's averaging around about 91 compared to Clemens
100.
on 84. And he's done exactly what he's needed to do at the right moments. 117 here. One at tops. Seventh heaven for Kim Huybrechts. Giving it the big one. Clemens now has to do, fortunately for Clemens, one of those days where he's done all the right things in the lead up to the final.
81.
He's getting frustrated. He's spraying darts everywhere now, even though he's got a bit of a gap on Huybrechts. Let's see what he can produce here.
105.
I'd like to see Gabriel at least put some fight in. So you look for treble 17, for double 16. It's been a bit of a rarity. Well, there he's on the board now. He'll take no joy from that, but at least he hasn't got the embarrassment he'll feel about being whitewashed there, but he won't be feeling good about himself.
Huybrechts, obviously the big winner of today, because he was way outside the rankings for Blackpool, but a win here would lift him up to number 7 in the Pro Tour list for the match play. And players will
95.
have that in their minds somewhere. They'll try and map out a route to success. Maybe not so meticulously. They won't want that to distract them.
60.
Kim Huybrechts would love to be back in Blackpool.
Gabriel Clemens can do nothing really. He's just thrown. He probably just wants to get off the stage as soon
93.
as possible. For Kim Huybrechts, the straightest. Oh, he's going to go down because he's got time to play. That's very sensible. And it's double 8 for the unbelievable victory.
64.
For Kim Huybrechts. No need to panic just yet with Gabriel Clemens on 210. And it's just got from sublime to the ridiculous for the big gentle giant.
40.
Kim Huybrechts, 16 points away, and he does win a title, the first in 8 years for the Belgian. It's been a long, long time coming. Look what it means to him as he goes down to his haunches. For Gabriel Clemens, he gives Huybrechts a big hug, and as you mentioned, Glenn, it's very respectful between the pair.